Welcome back to Upfront. Madison has a new face mask order. Starting tomorrow, Madison and Dane County will require everyone age 5 and older to wear a mask or a face covering inside any building where other people could be present, except at their homes. We're talking about this and more today with Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. We really appreciate your time, Mayor. So I know that mask mandate in Dane County starts tomorrow when it comes to people being in public, indoors. Why did you want to make that mandatory?
We're really basing all of our decisions on the best public health science and the data that we're seeing here in Madison and Dane County. And what the data have indicated to us is that we have about 30+% community spread. That means that people don't know where they were exposed to the virus. So it's really important that when we're out in public, we're protecting ourselves and each other. The other thing that we've seen in the data is that about 13% of the cases in the last 2 weeks have been asymptomatic. So that means that they have the virus, they don't necessarily feel it, but they are able to spread it to others. And so it is really important. We think that we use the tool of masking up when we're out in public.
So just this last week, a group filed a petition for your recall, saying that you didn't do enough to protect the city when people were rioting and looting. Is the city safe in your hands?
I understand there are some people that are unhappy, but I'm focused every moment of every day on doing the job the people of Madison elected me to do. And that certainly includes keeping everyone safe.
Any consideration to resigning at this point?
Of course not. I was elected to do this job, and we're working on a number of things beyond public safety. We've worked very hard on transportation, on affordable housing, on sustainability issues, and on racial equity, which we will continue to do throughout my full term.
So this group has 60 days to collect more than 36,000 signatures before this would move forward. What's your level of concern with this gaining steam and getting to that point?
I think this is a small group of conservative right-wing folks who are trying to divide our community at a time when we really need to be coming together and focusing on how we move forward as a community. That's what I'm focused on. It's what the administration is focused on. And that's the work that we're going to keep doing.
And when we talk about the damage to State Street, our reporter, Matt Smith, went to Madison. He looked at the businesses, showed us that damage firsthand. What's your plan to get local businesses really back on their feet between a pandemic and then the damage?
It has really been a very difficult time for small businesses, particularly because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But we have all along been working directly with the business associations and individual businesses to support them. We did a number of things early on in the COVID-19 pandemic to waive different fees and requirements to make life easier for businesses, in particular offering curbside pickup spots. We've launched our Streetery program, which allows restaurants to create outdoor cafes, which we know is much safer in terms of reducing the risk of transmission. We are closing down State Street to transit and other vehicles on the weekends, so they can take advantage of the full street. So we've been doing a number of things to support the business community throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. And we do have a couple more efforts that will be on the council meeting agenda next week. So we'll see how those go.
And do those efforts include any kind of financial help for these places?
Yes. There is a proposed downtown recovery plan, which would help businesses financially to repair some of the damage to their storefronts.
So when it comes to the riots, the night that people tore down statues, as you know, they attacked State Senator Tim Carpenter, a biracial woman attacked. They tried to get inside the Capitol. Some people were criticizing the lack of police response. So I wanted to give you a chance to clear that up in terms of, did you give police any direction that night or any other night in terms of how they should deal with rioters?
No, we are in, I think, substantial agreement, myself, the leadership here, not just the Madison Police Department, but of all of the other law enforcement agencies that have been responding, that the first and highest priority is protecting human life. And in order to do that, we do need to protect property because there's a lot of people that live downtown. And so we have been really focused on that as the first priority. Madison has, I think, a long and proud history of the Madison method of policing First Amendment protests, and that has been very successful. We definitely had some hiccups in the past month or so, but I think one of the things that we've really seen law enforcement do, and again, it's not just the Madison Police, but it's a number of other agencies that have responded as well, is to really adjust to the changing situation and do their best to prioritize public safety, prioritize people's, individual people's life, health, safety. And I think they've done a pretty good job of that. Obviously, we've seen a lot of violence, which is completely unacceptable and is not welcome in Madison. I think that the police ultimately have adjusted well to respond to that.
Well, there's kind of been this question out there that maybe you told police not to go forward with the rioter. So is that not true? That's
not true. The job of the executive branch and the legislative branch, the mayor and council, is to set policy, right? And to hold the different departments accountable to that policy. It's the job of departments to implement that policy. So it's the job of the police department to figure out how to respond to individual events. And that's what they've done. It's my job to talk about our top priorities and what our policies should be. And that's what I've done.
Did you think that they did a good job that night, considering several people got attacked and businesses were damaged and statues were torn down?
I think that what we saw was really, really unfortunate. And I'm hopeful that that we can distinguish between legitimate First Amendment protests and the kind of violence that we saw, which is just really unacceptable.
I saw a Milwaukee Journal Sentinel article in which the acting Madison police chief said that the officers feel an utter lack of support from their city government. I'm wondering if you've talked with the acting chief recently.
I talk with the chief every day.
Are any changes being made?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
In terms of that article quoted him as saying the officers feel a lack of support from city government. I'm wondering how your relationship is going forward.
So I think that the chief and I have a strong working relationship. Again, we meet every day to make sure that we're keeping each other updated on anything we need to know about. And I don't have any concerns about that relationship.
Has he said anything to you about that in terms of having concerns?
He has told me that he's worried about, the amount of time that his folks are putting in. I think everybody's getting pretty tired, which is honestly true of many of our city staff. It's been a very long year and dealing with not just the COVID-19 pandemic, but the recent unrest, and then frankly, very difficult financial situation, which is something I think all cities in Wisconsin are experiencing. And so, yeah, our staff are working really hard, and I think that it's taking a toll on them.
Well, lastly, Mayor, while I have you, I wanted to give you a chance to respond here on Upfront that originally you had said you supported the Black Lives Matter protesters, but some of them criticized you after that video you taped for police officers supporting them. You've since apologized for that. So I'm wondering how you go about trying to regain trust in the community.
I think that building a relationship with the community or deepening relationships with the community is something that you just do day by day, conversation by conversation, interaction by interaction. It's obviously a lot more difficult for us to all come together given COVID-19, but I've been having a lot of really good conversations with community leaders around a number of different projects and subjects. And I feel like our community is really seizing this moment to take the issue of systemic racism, particularly in the criminal justice system, quite seriously and try and find solutions and ways forward. I'm hopeful, frankly. I know it may sound odd because it's been an incredibly difficult time for our community, but this is a change moment. And I think that Madison can take advantage of that, and we can come back even stronger and better and more equitable than we've ever been.
Well, I know Madison has had a lot going on lately, so we really appreciate having you here on the show. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Coming up, the cost of coronavirus. Our Matt Smith reports on the economic losses and the emotional toll. That's coming up next.